Gary, Biker's PhD. Okay, so we're going to talk about gap in the rings and importance with gap in the rings. Now, I normally do this here with the torque plates on. I did a video with the torque plates, okay, just because I got them here and I can. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it does make a difference. You can do it at home without torque plates. But if I do them here, I do them with the torque plates, okay? I go ahead and gap the rings, all right? So, and how I gap the rings, and I'll tell you this, my background here, okay? I had a job working years ago, working at a shop, and all we did was test, for a long time, all I did was test rings, okay? We put the engine together, we gapped the rings, we tried different rings, just running the top ring, just all kinds of testing with rings and gapping them and different things. And the fuel, and why we did this was because fuel was changing, you know, with hotter temperatures in the combustion chamber and everything. So they wanted to find out what was the most efficient. You know, we had with drag, different rings, low tension rings, all kinds of rings. But bottom line for your bike, what I would say, in my opinion, after spending a couple of years working in a shop, and that's all we did. We take a motor apart, had it on a dyno, we take it apart, put it back together, take it apart, put it back together, and try different things with rings, try different rings and all that. So with all that being said, whenever I do a ring, you want to know exactly what the bore size is, okay, what your bore size is, and then I take 0.0065. I know some manufacturers say a lot less than that, okay, but I'll tell you this, we never lost an ounce of horsepower by how big the ring was gapped. For the most part, you can really go, you're better off with a big gap than a too tight a gap. The combustion chambers now with our fuel, and it keeps changing, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. We're getting hotter and hotter combustion chambers, because the hotter the combustion chamber, the easier it is to pass emissions, the easier it is to get the tailpipe out and not pollute our environment. So these rings grow, and if they butt together because of the heat, it causes all kinds of problems, okay? Loss of horsepower and everything. If there's any kind of detonation, and there's too tight a gap, it causes the rings to flutter, and then you don't get a good seal. There's just a lot of downsides that we learned with having too tight of a gap. Everything's, oh, I want to keep it sealed up and I need a tight gap. Well, in reality, no, that's not the case. There's other issues that play out that cause you not to. So on the top ring, I use 0.0065 and I gap that. And you would rather be, let's just say for math error, that this bore, if I times this bore, and it would come out to say 19 thousandths gap, okay? So I get the piston ring in there, get it straight all the way around in the bore, and then you're gonna check the gap, and the measurement come out to 19. I would go 19 as a minimum. If I went 20, 21, it's fine. Even if you went to 22, it's fine. You're better off to have it 22 than you would be to 18, okay? If the math comes out to 19, you want to go, that's your minimum, and try and get with as close to that as you can. If you go over a couple, you're better off than to go under, okay? Then with the second ring, the bottom ring, so you have two rings, you got your top ring, your second ring, okay, your second ring. Now these are old rings. That might be a newer ring. These are old rings here, okay? So your top ring, your bottom ring, whatever your top ring came out, so you got the 19, or let's say you got it right at 20. I would go 21. I always go a thousandths bigger on the second ring than I do on the top ring, okay? So, and then your oil ring, that's a whole different story, you know. For the most part, you just check it and put it together. Usually they're always right, and there's nothing you have to really do with them. You do want to check and make sure that there is a gap, but they're not going to expand like your top rings, okay? So the top ring is bore times 0.065, and then your second ring is whatever your top ring ends up, you make this just a little bit bigger, okay? And then I have just a, you know, it's a real simple little ring gap tool. I've had fancy electric ones and all that. I always end up going back to this, you could probably find that on Amazon. It's just a cheap ring gapper. Really works nice. The main thing is you get your rings, you want them flat and square, okay? So when you get done gapping them, put them together and look through the light, and you want them to be really flat. The other thing is you take a little stone or something and make sure that you file off any sharp edges. You don't want to be able to catch anything with the ring whatsoever. Okay. You know, another good way to do it is when you get it all done, you can put it in the piston and just make sure that it's you know, in your new piston, make sure that nothing catches. You don't want this to catch. You want it to work, be able to move and be free. So you deeper any edges on wherever you gapped it or filed it, or however you choose to do it. So it's square, and you take off all the burrs, okay? And then whatever you do the second ring, just 1/1000 bigger than whatever you did the top ring, okay? And then installing them, the worst possible thing you can do, this ring, you never ever want to bend this ring like this. Now this is an old ring, it's going in the garbage as soon as I'm done here, but that's the worst possible. If somebody bent your ring like this, just throw it in the garbage, don't even use it. That's horrible. It's hard on them, okay? When you go to put these on, they make a little tool. You can get a little tool like this, probably get it anywhere, Amazon, probably sells them, whatever. And okay, so you just take this and it spreads it like this. All right, and then you put it on there. All right, just as long as it doesn't twist or cock, okay? And so anyway, that's how you put them on. Never do it like this, okay? If you bend it like this and try and put it on, just take it back off and throw it away. It's no good. Now this is an old ring. It's going to go in the garbage. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got some questions, ask me some questions, whatever. I'll try and answer them the best I can. And you know, God bless you. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button.